What do you get when a Swiss company that is obsessed with mountain sports and adventure designs a backpack? Well, you get this, the Mammut Trion 28-liter alpine pack.
They make gear that's very purpose-built for outdoor adventure. They actually made a video that explains that they're not the company that you go take your pack out, throw your laptop in to go to the coffee shop.
We definitely haven't climbed Mount Everest, but we have done some rock climbing and taken some classes actually. And this pack should work really great for carrying gear and ropes.
Mammut did send us this pack for a review. If you're curious how we handle free products for a review, go check out this link on our website. Kind of dismal out here. Let's get into a better spot where we have some nice lighting so you can see some of the features of this pack. I'm gonna give you my top 5. Kelly's gonna give you hers. We'll also go over some of the potential cons that we found on how we use this pack.
You have found Explore Trek Adventure with Kelly and Greg. We cover everything camping, from backpacking to adventure vans. This Trion pack is pretty unique, but to give you a perspective of what I've been using, I've had for my day hiking this Flash 22 REI pack, and for backpacking, I use the Osprey 50 Aurora pack, but I have upgraded from that to Hyperlite Unbound 40. Let's get into the top 10 features, and my number 1 is this side access zipper. Normally, you know, backpacks, you can just have to get in through the top. There's that one thing that you need. You have to take everything out to get to it. But with this access, I can reach all the way down to the bottom, get that pesky hat that you forgot or whatever you need that's down there. It's so easy, and it's very easy zip. Absolutely love this.
Now to get to my packs that I've used, for my perspective, this has kind of been my go-to day pack. It's the Mammut Compressor Plus. As far as backpacking, I started out with the Atmos, the Osprey, and then migrated to the Exos because it's so much lighter. Love the suspension on this pack. These features are not technically in order of like how much we actually really like them, but this actually is my favorite one. It's the number of gear attachment points on this pack. There's these 2 ribbons that run down the side, on each side. There's 10 attachment points on each ribbon. So there's 20 attachment points just alone on the back here. And that's just the back side. If we flip this around, on your front straps, they include 3 attachment points here as well. So there's a total of 6 on the front and 20 on the back. You can see here we have our Garmin attached on this side and Kelly's P-Stick on this side. You gotta love a good P-Stick attachment point. You can see that it creates a nice big space to stick your carabiners in there. But if you look at the stitching on one of these, you can see that there's a lot of stitching at each intersection. So it should be nice and sturdy.
Next up is the closure on top, and it is very similar to the dry bag. It is rolled down and then snapped together. It's super easy. You just roll it and snap it closed. And actually it handles like a little extra handle too. But another unique thing about this, I really like this feature because it makes me feel like my gear is just a little bit more secure, is there is an internal zipper on top. So it closes up right on top here. So if I am packed to the gills with stuff, can't roll it down anymore, I know it's gonna be safe in here.
I like how some of the European packs have been moving towards more of a running pack's front end. You can see that these straps start down here normal, then they come into a wider, more of a pocket like you would see on a running vest. It gives it more structure up here. This is my Salomon Advanced Skin running pack, and if you've never worn one of these, like the greatest part about this is they completely hug your body. They also moved away from having a single webbing strap here to a nice bungee system. So when you're breathing and moving around, the pack stays tight on your body, but it still doesn't like bind up. We flip over the strap. It's hard to describe the foam, but it's very plush, but also has a bit of rebound to it.
Material and color. Now they don't actually say that this is waterproof, but it does say water resistance. Let me dump a little water on here so you can see how the material reacts. The outer orange color and the blue base color are just slightly a little bit different material. But if you look at the bottom, it has a really nice wide base. So if you're going to be just setting this on the ground, it should hold up and stay upright, which is nice because all your gear is in there. But it also feels like it's going to be a little bit more protective as well. Currently, they have 3 color options: black, white, and this very visible orange color.
Next feature up, we have already talked about these attachment points, but I didn't mention it has specific attachment points for trekking poles and ice axes. you look at the top here, it's got some zippered straps, but they are very big. If you had a large ice axe in here, which we don't have, but you can see I have to do a kind of a half wrap on there. You can see how they sit into the bottom, like little bungee cord things. Put your trekking pole in there, it holds it nice and snug. If you have an ice axe in here, the pick part of your axe would go into here and be held into place.
Since this is a smaller pack, you might not want the waist belt. Luckily, it is removable. It's got Velcro in the middle, so you undo that part. You take out your straps, and then you just pull it through. It comes out. There's this little Velcro part. If you want, you can use just these straps, or just tuck them right inside.
My next feature is the overall build quality of this pack. And build quality is super hard to kind of explain over video, but if you pick up a pack like this is the Columbia Trail Grinder. And it's got grinder in its name, if that gives you anything. It looks cool and everything, but it's an absolute turd. This pack has got to be one of the worst built packs I've ever felt. It's like rigid in weird places. It's got straps that look really cool, but they just feel terrible. I don't know, sorry Columbia, but this pack is terrible. There's just certain gear when you pick up, you know it actually feels good. I like almost everything Osprey puts out. They make really great gear. And the same thing goes when I pick up this pack. It just feels great.
Now let's show you one of the features I like on the inside. I haven't seen this feature on any of the other packs. Yes, I've seen interior pockets, but not mesh interior pockets. And that is this. Has a nice zipper, and inside has a little key hook. So now what would I keep in here? Well, since it's zipped in and secured, definitely would keep my keys so I can lock them in there. Small little things that I need to get to quickly because I know it's at the top, sealed inside, and now I won't have to be digging around my pack looking for it. Since this company is very mountain gear oriented, they actually have a safety briefing on the top here. And they have a zippered pocket for avalanche safety gear right here in the front. Of course, we don't actually have avalanche stuff, so we use this as an extra pocket. We have our safety gear like headlamps.
And one of the last main features that we wanted to show you on this pack is kind of the back system. It actually has an internal frame. But on the back here, you've got these two big strips of pad, and you don't feel that frame. The frame itself is actually just a wire that kind of runs in a shape like that. But this padded is padded enough where you actually don't feel it. And let me show you. You can actually take the frame out, and it's got a little pocket here. It says removable frame. We pull this out, you can actually see there's two attachment points here and here. We kind of pull this out, and if we slide this out, you can see the shape of it. And it's not like super rigid, but it definitely is rigid enough to give that backpack, and actually you can see it's got a little bit of a shape to it. I do like that it's one piece and not two pieces. And so we used one pack that had one single frame going down the middle, and that pack liked to rotate on your body, which was ultra terrible. And I think it was that bad boy back there, terrible. If these were two separate portions, then you would also get some weird potential flex in there. Those were our 10 main features, but it does have a few other things we want to point out. It does have an opening right here for your bladder, and then there's a pocket inside for your water bladder. Straps on the sides, so if you want to have rope strapped over the top and then coming down here, you can also put your skis in here, and it's got a nice big robust thing here to keep your skis in place. There's one on each side, the same buckles. Before we get into the cons, I do want to show you that in these front pockets, you can put bear spray in there, which is a great thing if you're going to be hiking. It also does fit one of the small smart water bottles, but the big ones do not fit. And that kind of goes into pretty much our primary con about this bag. Really, the only thing we can see so far is there are 0 outer pockets, which means there are 0 places to put a water bottle. This is specifically made for alpine environments where having a water bottle on the outside is probably going to freeze. But they do also offer this bag, well, they at least say it's like a 5 out of 6 for hiking. So if you're going to advertise it as a potential hiking pack, I think if they just had some really tight, stretchy pockets here, kind of like the Ospreys do, that could solve that problem. Or making these somehow just a little bit longer, then you could actually fit a water bottle in there or do something on here, or better yet, if they wanted to, they could make a secondary attachment that you could take on or off, which would accommodate a water bottle. Overall, we're very impressed with this pack, and I actually really like that they're designed for very specific activities. The Trion series does come in other sizes, but they also do make other pack models. We'll put links down in the description below so you can easily find this pack, but I'm curious, what do you think about this pack? What do you think about its features? Go watch this video next. You can find us at exploretrekadventure.com, and we'll see you next time.